Welcome back to Midwest Linux Gaming. I'm your host, Stompin' Llama, and we're back in Final Fantasy XI. Stumbled across, accidentally, again, as we seem to be a lot, a Rhapsodies of Vana'diel mission on my way to try and pre-prep a little bit of the, getting things ready for today. One teleported into southern Sandoria in the past, and cutscene. So, Ratnios. I'm assuming this would take place technically before where we're currently at in the story in actual Wings, because Lilisette has just re-emerged. She wouldn't be in southern Sandoria at this point. It's you! Did you happen upon XIV again? Then I have a stranger question. Have you been having any odd dreams lately? Not dreams, but, visions. I knew I couldn't have been the only one. They shook me to the core. A blackness deeper than the starless night enveloped the world, and the screams of 1,000 souls pierced the air. Yeah, that's the emptiness. I wanted to reach out to them, but instead of grasping their hands, I began to float upward, my form bound by light. I became one with the selfsame light, and the last thing I saw was your face. Your visage was even more noble than usual. You'd become a god. Oh dear. Huh? You had a different dream? Mm-hmm. That's an ill omen if I ever heard one. Could such terror truly be what the world has in store for us? Then, in my dreams, all that light, was it just a fraud? And I'm totally powerless? What kind of trickery is this? I need your help. You're right. Maybe we can come up with something if we put our heads together. Not exactly sure how to go about it, though. Oh? What is... Ah, yes, the Matama. Goodness! By the stars, what just happened? That was no dream, right? Or was it? I saw the future! Something super far away, mind you, but something close that the two of us can bring about together. Something awful has happened! Not good at all! XIV? What's wrong? Ratnios, it's about that ambassador friend of yours. The person you've been looking for. He found his way to the Walk of Echoes! How terrible must this foe be if he's managed to find his way to make his way to the Walk of Echoes? Ratnios, I need you to make haste. Move like the wind. Quick, I'll open up a passage for you. That orb you carry. The light erased all doubts and fears. I'm ready for whatever may come to pass. Together, we have the strength to conquer the darkness. I'll be waiting for you in the Walk of Echoes. And we instantly acquire a copy of her alter ego. Her second form of alter ego, by the way. So, that was the Rhapsodies mission we randomly stumbled upon while I was trying to get back here. We should continue it a little deeper. Although I really... We'll be right in the vicinity for where we need to go. I really don't like mixing these two storylines together. They are technically separate things. But there's a possibility we might stumble across it again, accidentally, as we continue forward. So, for now, we'll continue with Wings of the Goddess and continue forward. For now. In the meantime, we have to go back to Grauberg. So, with the start of a new month, the new monthly objectives have arisen. Which is always fun to get a Chocobo Races one. And this Walk of Echoes one is one I've never done either. Legacy of the Lost, that's not a high one I know we can do. Just had to look at our objectives, that's all. I think this might be the first month I'll actually be able to do the Walk of Echoes one. Mainly because I now can access the Walk of Echoes. Because we're far enough into Wings of the Goddess. Although that Rhapsody's mission is entirely possible for it to interrupt us again. Especially considering... Okay. We should be fine to just do this mission and not have Rhapsodies interrupt, because that requires the Rhapsodies mission requires us checking the ornate door. Some other people have reported that they're sometimes having problems resuming the Rhapsodies mission until after completing the current quest we're on for Wings of the Goddess. Lilisette proper. At least for our part of the timeline. Ragnos, I was just dreaming about you. You're looking for XIV. She made a brief stop here but a moment ago on her way to Roundfor. Roundfor. That was where you and I first met, wasn't it? It feels like a lifetime ago when I caught you there. At any rate, our feline friend should be in Roundfor. Why don't you try searching for her there? Most certainly. And now we need to go to Roundfor East. Use the survival guide because I think that's technically faster. That is on the not the Gustaberg front. That's the Roundfor front. And technically where we need to go, Sandoria is technically faster to go. Yes, let me out. Thank you. Let's see, and my notes say at H7. Actually extremely close to us. Extremely close. And the minimap should point out the green to look at. There it is. Ah, yes, this is where we and Lilisette first found us. Well, the first time the three of us directly interacted with each other. And Portia was first really... I don't want to say, she wasn't first introduced to Ragnalese, but that was kind of where it got kicked into high gear. What brings you here, Rachnios? Carried your feet to these parts? Actually, never mind that question. No need to answer. Rachnios, I once told you that a brighter future was born from the hands, hopes, and dreams of the children of Altana. I am limited in the manner of aid I can lend you in this dark hour. Not fully at liberty to assist. The responsibility to save this world from peril ultimately falls upon the champions of Dawn. Tell me, Rachnios, do you truly believe that your future is not an illusion? Not a figment of imagination? With all my heart. It touches my heart to see how you've matured since our first meeting. How dependable you've grown. Bearing the burdensome weight of the future, you are now attempting to soar and take to the skies. You can see it, can't you? Visible to your eyes? The glow of light before you, Rachnios, is a junction of eventualities. And it looks exactly like junctions do in Final Fantasy VIII. This is a place where the memory of you and Lilisette was born and came to be. It would seem we have no further need of this little one. Has served its purpose admirably. From here onwards, I will leave the matters to the champions of Dawn in your capable hands. You must retrace your steps and gather all of the Dawn Drops. In seeking them, you will find paths that converge upon a brighter future, the reality in which you believe. Then, you will attain the power needed to reach your final destination. Fulfill your mission! And that's the first of the Dawn Drops. There are 8 total. That was the first of them. So there's 7 more to get. And there are, in fact... And we can get them in any order, but we're going to get them in a particular order because they're close by. Hello, Dreadworm. They're out with our trusts. We will start with the one in Sandoria itself. Now, the only reason we're grabbing this now is because it's close by. I mean, we would literally grab the survival guide to go to the next one, which is up near Jugnir Forest, but we'll grab the one in Sandoria first because it's, like, really close. Although I'm pretty sure there's a reason to get them in this order, but I don't think it really matters. Yes. The first time we were actually introduced to them. The troop. All the wonderful events we had there. Ragnarly's letting us in. The first actual introduction between him and Portia. The many times we've been there when people started forgetting Lilisette. So many memories based around this. Mayakov and the wonderful portrayal of him that I've given him. He's just one of those that has a really weird accent that I just decided to exaggerate. Those still many questions about him remain. Like, why would they give him that such weird accent? I mean, technically it's a Castilian accent, which kind of makes sense. But, still kind of weird. So, the next one we have to go to is up in Jugnir Forest. That is all the way here. I believe... Is it in Durfland? No, it's not in Durfland. It's not on the Serpatuda front either. No. There it is. Let's see. Okay, it says actually the fastest way is from East Ronfor, which is fine, because actually, I believe this will take us into Laval. Yes, which we needed to go to Laval anyway, because there's another one of them in Laval. And then we can just back out to that survival guide, then go to East Ronfor for the easiest way to do that. We should pull up some trusts, because the last time we were here... Oh, last time we were here... Right, I've not turned in. Clear cookie. And semi. I do have some silent oils. It continues to be minorly annoying that I cannot use my... Let's see, they said over at K9. That's actually pretty close. We might just be able to walk over there. Lower right part of the grid near a house. Oh, yes. There's going to be so... Oh. Of course! The campaign is going on. Right next to where we need to go. Because why wouldn't it? Wait, we're in L9. Oh, don't tell me. What is caught sight of me? Or is that just the campaign noises? Yeah, I see it. Of course. I really don't want to get involved in that, because a good chance I'll just die. I see it. You see it? On the mini-map there? That's where we need to go. Well, it's not like I got many options. If they're aggressive, they're aggressive. I think I've successfully cutscened. I might have... I don't know if campaign is on site or something you actually have to opt into. I've never tried. Probably should. Apparently the rewards are really good. But remember the wonderful time we spent at Laval fighting the orcs and the demons. Only to see the civilians nearly executed. And of course Ragnarles receive his eventually fatal wound, which he was going to apparently receive at any way, because Lilisette always remembers him having this wound, so he always had this wound regardless. Ah yes, and the good old Dread Dragon, that what's-his-face, the one Spitewarden, would never shut up about us murdering. And this was really when she began to trust us, too. Hello, War Machine. Yeah, this was a very dumb idea on my part. On the other hand, I did want to see what this would do. Looks like I've accidentally activated a lot of things. And my goodness, do they take a lot of damage. On the other hand, they're not dealing a vast amount of damage to us. The Pillager would be the next guy. Fortunately, it seems like they're not that particularly, aggressive. Though I wonder about this War Machine. This thing could take a lot of damage. Alright, it's your turn on Haseo. Yeah, this thing is taking a lot of damage. Yeah, that was 7,000 damage, and the thing is still alive. I think we're just very fortunate that Villenarial has not, in fact, used their most powerful ability. That AoE ability. It's like he realized exactly how overmatched we are, technically. Oh, there you are. The actual leader of the group himself, huh? Murdered! Oh, I continually, now I'm attracting more and more of them. Crown Strike is not one of them, Sickle Moon is. I really should stop drawing more and more of these guys. Oh, I've drawn the Fiends as well. Oh, the Fiends have gone invisible. Or they despawned, it's hard to tell. I wonder. "37 seconds till battery gets back up and running." No, Villennial, no, you use it, of course you do. That was nearly 10,000 damage. Oh, Koromaru nearly got murdered. Who was murdering poor Koromaru over there? Must have been the archer. Jeez, he was down to 78 HP before then. Just holy crap. Poor Koromaru. I mean, are proving to be effective, which is a good sign, which means I probably should be participating more into this campaign. Especially now that they've added a max level assistance. They've upped it to include some max level things. Murder him quickly! I'd like to disengage, please. No Uriel Blade, please. I'll blast it. 3 more have engaged. Switch to the Dragon Brander because he is attacking the back line. Oh god. There are tons of them. I think when we killed the Dragon Brander, they got a little angry. Yes. Attack! Attack already! Engage combat! Game! Thank you. I am currently unable to move. There we go. I've been lifted. My inability to move has been lifted. Again, it's not like they're doing any damage to us. They really aren't. But they are just strong enough to be slightly annoying. Good God. Slightly annoying doesn't even cut it. Oh, it's you. You I'm killing right now. Theoretically, if I kill this guy, he's one of the bosses. He's the guy we fought in the, in Juno. One-eyed Gwabjob. Gwadbodge. Because I killed the other one over there. In theory, if the bosses are dead, the grunts should just leave, I hope. I hope that's how this works. He must have used Invincible, because he's not taking any damage. Use that. Yep, that was a 3-step weapon skill. Skill chain, excellent. Semi can help pull those off. Twould appear not. It appears we are going to have to murder them all. Karumaru. Oh God! They're going to go after Semi. Sickle Moon, everybody! That should hopefully pull them off of Semi. I hope. No, that is not pulling them off of Semi. At least Karakuki is keeping up with the healing. I didn't mean to accidentally activate these campaign enemies, but they're kind of in the way. Nor did I expect to fully engage the entire everybody. And then this auto-target, I swear. Like, it has me going from one end of this group I pulled to the other, and it's like, why? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And from one to the other again. Oh, the Savage Hounds are here. Some NPCs are here to help. Well, that will help. gonna say, why are you guys not engaged? I think we might have to take down the fortifications in order to really clear this. Yeah, Cormor's out of MP, but the rest of the group is oddly not. It's quite weird. They do appear to be spawning endlessly. Except for the boss-type characters we murdered. They don't appear to be coming back. Oh, there's the hounds. The hounds are free. I swear there were just 3 of them, and now there's 4 of them. These troopers. I swear when we started there were 3 of them, not 4 of them, and now there's 4 of them. Yeah, Cormor's dead. Nope, they got healed. I think if we take down this fortification, that'll stop them from spawning. If I had to guess, that's how this works. Granted, this fortification's not taking much damage at all. That just restored like a chunk of its health. What the hell? We had this thing less than half health. Why did it suddenly go back up? And let me guess, someone cast Cure 4 on it. Yep. It's time to get out of here. This is not working. Clearly, there was something I was not understanding about how campaign works. As opposed to Conquest, which is the other one. Conquest is the one that's by default in the base game. Campaign is an entirely different monstrosity. Oh, there's Dreadworm again. Right. Survival guide. The Ronfaure font. East Ronfaure is the closest one. Open up! I said open! Open? Wrong open. The forest is through this way, not the doors you start by. That's unusual. Then east across a bridge. Goblin footprints. That's for... Goblin footprints are normally like for Dynamis. Or in this case here, probably Dynamis D. Cross a bridge, it claims. Well, there's only one bridge that I can see. And that's this one here. I mean, it is a bridge, and there it is. This would be where we laid our wonderful trap with curl meat for Kite Sith. I remember that one. Yep, where we literally shook her down. It's when we officially learned that there are multiple... Well, when Lilisette officially learned that there were multiple Kite Siths. Before the... And this was when we learned about the traitor as well. We did that a while ago. In story, we shook her down literally a while ago. Back when there were multiple Kite Siths. Before the traitor and the forced combination to combat the traitor. It was it was a long time ago. We're just collecting Lilisette's memories in kind of a random order. We're rapidly approaching the end of this expansion, which is good, because I keep stumbling across parts of Rhapsodies that I left dangling. Like we started today with a bit of Rhapsodies accidentally, tangentially related to happening sometime in the storyline of Wings. But before now. Time travel's weird. our character could experience that kind of out of sync time travel shenanigans, because it's not the first story to have your timeline be non-tangential or in sync with everyone else's. In fact, Doctor Who in particular has an entire character who experiences the flow of time the opposite of the Doctor, and she's a great character, one of the better written characters and character arcs in Doctor Who, back when it was very well written by Moffat. See, and next we have to go. Best place to go would be... I've not watched much Who since the 12th Doctor, but I've caught bits and pieces of the 14th, bits and pieces of the 13th. Never was really the greatest fan of her, but I've not seen the entire season, so I'll hold off on that. Caught a bit of 14 and the start of 15, mostly in snippets on YouTube. It's gotten better, but River Song was by far a really well... Stephen Moffat was not afraid to do actual quality references to the old Who. You only have to look at seasons 1 through 4 for that. Sometimes a Doctor takes a while to get going. And the problem with the Doctor often is every Doctor's iteration can be very different from the other. Again, you don't have to look much more than around the Tom Baker era. Tom Baker is considered one of the fan-favorite Doctors, period. Him and Tennant both. For obvious reasons. They're both very good actors, which is why they brought Baker back, briefly, for a cameo. Same thing with Tennant, more or less. The fifth Doctor, Colin Baker, was a definitely very different Doctor than Tom Baker was. And, I can't remember the third Doctor, what his name was. He was also a very different Doctor. So, if they're decently well written, which questionable on the 13th from what I've heard of her, we'll have to see. I'd have to see it, and I should see it at some point. Anyway, where was I going? I came back here to do something. Right, we needed to go to we can go to Zarkabard. Yes, let's go to Zarkabard to gather the drop there. Because there's 4 more drops to grab. 1 in Butacine, 1 in Zarkabard, 1 in the throne room, the Shadow Lord's throne room, and 1 in the Walk of Echoes, which has the potential to accidentally trigger another Rhapsody's mission, because that Rhapsody's mission also involves us going to the Walk of Echoes. Possibly. No one is certain. Much is very uncertain. It's not necessarily Gallifrey, it's the entire nature of the Time Lords, and while messy at the very least way of doing it. Yeah, Tennant was an extremely good one. A lot of the early Doctor Who, when Stephen Moffat was in charge, was extremely well written. Even up through Capaldi. It's always a difficult thing when you have a major change of actual showrunner like that. Like Matt Smith was a highly divisive Doctor when he was revealed, mainly because his Doctor was so different in overall tone than Tennant was. Like with Tennant, you could see the weight of the guilt on him. Tennant was very good about that. As can Capaldi when he needs it. Matt Smith was kind of not that unless he needed it, which was very rarely, but he could pull a gravitas when he needed to. But for a show as old as Doctor Who is, there's a lot. There's entire lost episodes. There's like 13 episodes that of the original run of the series that are just gone forever. Like, they're just gone. Like, you would think something as like the BBC would have backups, but who's gonna hold on to the backups of a broadcast television show for 60 years? Answer is no one did. And sometimes, and here's a fun thing that they had to do. They found some old footage. They found the audio for a couple of episodes. Just the audio. The broadcast audio for a couple of these lost episodes. Oh yeah, ER was an amazing show, and yeah. She was amazing there as well. She also doesn't look like she's aged a day. That's the other weird thing. It doesn't look like she's aged at all. She's got that Keanu Reeves syndrome going on. Yeah, but River Song was definitely one of the better arcs and better written stories entirely. But unfortunately, her arc did have to conclude at some point, and they ended it well. And I think they ended it well. There's a lot of good scenes with River Song. There really are. Like, it started out kind of like an awkward thing, like they weren't going to necessarily focus on it that much. It's like, oh, here's a character who's constantly running into the Doctor, and then it's just they went places with it. Especially around the Matt Smith era. Matt Smith really had a lot of good interactions with her. Trying to think, what did we do in the throne room that was so important? We did something up here with the Spitewardens. Wasn't the Spitewardens. It was, oh, right, direct confrontation with Lilith and crew. When Odin got involved. Oh, yes, that's a good scene, too. They had a lot of fun with River, with her being kind of... And that's the thing. The thing with River that has always been the interesting bit is she is technically human. She's got one heart, but because she was conceived in the TARDIS where... And there's an entire thing with what a TARDIS contains, and it's, you know, taps into the is it the unfettered schism? Old Who got into a lot of mechanics on how TARDISes work. Not just does it have a star that powers it, it's also the unfettered schism, which is the thing they stare into. It's a mess. Kind of mutated her into a Time Lord. Kind of. Gave her regeneration, which she shouldn't have had. Like, ever. It's very interesting at points. Especially around the time of, like I said, Tom Baker and Colin Baker are the two 4 and 5. Colin Baker actually is one of the more lore implication-wise ones, because that introduces a concept known as, and this you've probably heard this, the Valyard. The Valyard is a regeneration of the Doctor in the future from his point, he was Doctor number 5, that goes and prosecutes himself. Yeah, he was the one with the celery in his coat. He was also highly aggressive and very not... He often would be very confrontational towards his companion. He was not very nice in general. He was a very not nice doctor. But yeah, he actually prosecuted himself in Time Lord Court. One known as the Valyard, who we still don't know how that works, because timey-wimey shenanigans, because this takes place in Gallifrey's past, and the Doctor's past, but kind of the Doctor's future, all caused by it's an entire thing. It's an entire thing that hasn't come to pass, but it's kind of like, that is a thing? Anyway, we got the Butacene Glacier's the last one. Like, you'll hear that name thrown around, the Valyard. And because the closest thing we got to the Valyard in new Doctor Who was Late Tenant, or as he's been called, the Time Lord Victorious, as he called himself in Waters of Mars, I think it was one of his last episodes as Doctor. It's about the time in fact, that was the episode where he said he's gone too far, because he realized he was becoming that. He was becoming the Valyard, and that is not a good thing. But enough of my Who ramblings. We now need to go to Butacene in the past, which is... Butacene... Is that the Angaru? No. There it is. Alright, we needed to go to a different... Fastest way to go about that is... Wings of the Goddess, Southern Sandoria. Campaign Warp. There's a lot of Doctor Who lore that is in the older series. merely because they had 60 years, not 60 years, it started in the 60s. And it went through the early 90s, so there's like 30 years of Doctor Who there that, like I said, there's entire episodes that are lost forever. And what they've actually done with one of those, specifically the ones they have just the audio for, is they actually contracted an animation studio to animate the episodes. Because the video component's just gone. So they had to do something if they wanted to have these things these episodes to exist again. Also, they are constantly on the lookout for people who have VHS copies who recorded the original broadcasts. In fact, that's a couple of ways they've saved a couple of original broadcasts. Was, I think specifically it was a broadcast in India. Someone had recorded a couple of episodes that they lost. Okay, Butacine is ramped down from the Paw Prince at H8. Where's the ramp down at? Oh, the ramp down is right up ahead. But yeah, the original Doctor Who has a very loose... I'm not gonna lie, it has a very loose canon with itself. Regardless of what people might say. Because the first regeneration, was triggered by the Time Lords themselves. And it's weird when a regeneration occurs, because sometimes they're just randomly triggered. I mean, I will say this. I'm not against them retconning the Doctor's origins as being some... I won't try and spoil too much how they retconned it, mainly because I haven't seen it directly myself. But I am aware of the things they did do to change it, and rough, at the very least, it wouldn't be the first time Doctor Who hasn't retconned something like that. Like, it is kind of loose with its canon as tight as it is. Like, sometimes the Doctor is able to choose his face and what he looks like, but other times, no. Like, going from Doctor 2 to 3, the Time Lord specifically, gave him the option to physically choose his face, and he just could not make up his mind, so they did it for him. That was never an option he was really ever given again. So canon can be loosey-goosey when they want it to be. And there's no fault about that. It was never really a show that was meant to take itself seriously. It was originally supposed to be fodder for the every person broadcast on TV back in the 60s when it did not take itself seriously in the slightest. I mean, the most interesting thing about the original Doctor Who, like Doctor Who, did you know the Doctor had a granddaughter? Not a daughter. Well, obviously he had children, but he had an actual granddaughter that he traveled with. She was his first companion. And he abandoned her mid-timeline because she fell in love with a human, and he said, "You'll be happy here. I'll see you around." Never sees her again. Like, we never see his granddaughter Susan again. Like, she's a Gallifreyan in a human time zone. We don't know anything about what happened to her. In fact, there's conflicting canons about what happened to his granddaughter. Some say she just died. Others, no. It's weird. Doctor Who's canon is fluid at best, and that's probably for the best for a show entirely about time travel. It gets messy if you take it seriously. It's best to be willing to let it flow. Otherwise, things get... Oh, Clara was an entirely well done character. Because you could see where they were going with Clara. And you could see where... when Capaldi came along and was like, I can't... And Capaldi's doctor was like, I can't be that for you. You could see where Matt Smith's doctor and Clara were getting a little too familiar with each other. They just neither were willing to admit it. And then Matt Smith's doctor becomes Capaldi's, and he's like, well, I can be honest now. Yeah, we can't have that happening again. Neither you nor me. And those two made it work. Capaldi and Clara made it work with their changing relationship. Though what happened with Clara in the end was tragic. To put lightly. South of the conflux, that would be this. Hello, Atamos. Great, glorious eater of things. Technically, that's the gaping maw, not the... Yeah, that was an entire thing there. The Christmas episodes of Doctor Who were always some of the best. And the temptation of Portia will be the last of the ones. Oh, bugger. We're gonna have to examine that stupid door. I say bugger because that is exactly where Rhapsodies wants us to go. The Rhapsodies mission wants us to go. We have now acquired the primal glow. Doctor Who is full of a lot of very good speeches. Tennant does some good ones. Matt Smith has an occasional good one. Capaldi has some very good ones. Welcome back, Rec Niels. Good to see you return. You don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm feeling fabulous, as only a newborn could. How about yourself, Rec Niels? Are you ready for the final leg of our journey? Ready as I'll ever be. Oh. Then let us be off. That's what I think Kate Sith sounds like whenever she stands there casting her magic with her hands. Granted, that's mostly taken from Uma Musume inspiration, but we won't talk about Machakane Fukutaru. Agnios? Kaitsith? For how long was I asleep? Not so long that you missed out on much. It's still up to speed. Truly? 'Cause it felt like an eternity to me. I was locked in a seemingly endless dream, you see. Or one where I saw myself, but in another future. As a child, that girl was no different than I was. But the unending strife of the Crystal War forced her to walk a path far more grueling than my own. Unable to bear the grief and suffering around her, she arrived at a decision. To restore a measure of peace back to the world, she chose to take on the burden of immortality. And it changed her, irrevocably. I speak of Lilith, your alternate self. Truth be told, I envied her so. She's everything I'm not. Mature, charismatic, indomitable, but above all, possessed of power. Time and again, I find myself yearning to have even a fraction of her strength. Then perhaps I might have made a greater difference. Well, here we are. We are here. The final confrontation with Lilith. All that remains. Her Spitewardens gone. But even still, that doesn't matter to her. See that grin on her face? Now the problem, again, as I mentioned, is this ornate door. There are 2 story triggers that use this door. One is the one we want. The Maiden of Dusk one. The quest we're on. The other one is the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel one, which still involve Lilisette and Kite Sith. But in a different section of the storyline. So who knows which one we're going to actually get? It looks like a cutscene. It's going to be Rhapsodies. You took so long getting here that I figured you'd been swallowed, gobbled and swallowed whole. Gobbled up in one fell swoop. Which, by the way, was about what's gonna... which, by the way, is about what's... oh, good lord. Which, by the way, is about what's about to happen anyway. I don't understand what... Yeah. Oh, great, he's got little Atomoses. Who's absorbing them. That's bad. That's bad when the Envoy of Darkness is just absorbing Atomoses. It's Atomos! It's multiplying and replicating itself! Hut! Don't think I'm oblivious as to what's going on here. That I'm utterly without a clue. You're trying to wrest Atomos' power for your own nefarious means. I mean, he is the envoy of the emptiness. Kite Sith, look out! Which, by the way, the emptiness has been a thing since Chains. We think we've beaten it about 2 times by now, and it still comes back. The future's for us to decide, not you. Even if some things I would change. Even if there are things I would. I'm having problems with words today. Even if there are things I would change, I still love this world. Yes, even some crosses are difficult to bear and we lash out at things we find unjust. But our future is supposed to be bright and full of laughter, not racked with despair. Nothing can stop me from protecting all of Vanadiel, that all that Vanadiel can be. Nothing! I shall change this world. But without the power of darkness, I cannot. Atamos, now! Devour him! Oh. Huh? Oh God, what is he now? Rachnios, look out! Oh no! Rachnios got sucked in! And don't worry, never fear. If anyone could come out unscathed, it's him. You foul creature! Master Magman! I'll fight you tooth and claw! And we've now been kicked out of the Walk of Echoes. Thanks to that son of a gun. So let us summon our trusts. We will be momentarily getting back to Wings of the Goddess after this brief distraction from Rhapsodies of Vanadiel. That is a being known as Cetus. What exactly it is, I'm not certain. Does it matter what it is? Not really. It will die. Let's see, and we are in fact... The spot is to the one to the northeast. It's one of these blue dots, and I think it's this one. Yep, there it is. Hello, Cetus. You are a monster. I'm not sure what you are, but, you shall die. And then throw down Haseo as well. Prepare the weapon skill. Wait for 3,000 TP. Oh, great, he's got to draw in, right? He's kind of a whale, yes, but he also has a horn, so he's kind of narwhal-y. He also deals a decent amount of damage to me. He is very dead. Oh, the one beside... Oh, that is merely to show that we beat him. Now we have to examine this one for a different cutscene. There we go. I was confused because it was loading in the map.
Rachnios, I can't believe it.
He got away. Fled for the hills. He absorbed Tamos's power and skedaddled out of here before either of us could stop him.
After my impassioned speech to... Oh, I can be so scatterbrained. But I've made my bed, so I'm gonna lie in it. This masked man, this ambassador of the void, I get the sense he's holding back. If he was able to bring Atamos to its knees, then he could obliterate us with a snap of his fingers, but he didn't.
Rachnios, have you been declawed or something? Lost all your gumption? With Atamos weakened, your bright future is naught but dust, scattered before the wind.
Then we've no hope.
Before he was completely drained, he gobbled it all up. I saw it with these two eyes. And you call yourself a savior, Vanadiel? A protector of the realm? Do you actually want to save the future, or did you just want to take credit for it?
Hey now, Kite Sith, come off it. For someone complaining so loudly, your hands are quite warm from hiding under your posterior. Yeah. But it stings to admit that there's a kernel of truth in that. Oh, what do we do now? There's still the idea of meeting with Altana, but how does one go about finding a goddess? Perhaps your friend Iroha can provide us with these answers.
If she existed, she's half the reason we need to find Altana, is because she's being deleted. Iroha's being deleted from the timeline like you were, Lilisette. Only with her being from the future, that's being a... Altana's the only one who can keep Iroha alive, and Iroha is the one with the answers. I don't know what you expect us to do, Lilisette.
After all, she's the one who bade you to come and absorb the light into your orb.
It's not an orb, it's a magtama. We've seen what it looks like. It's called an orb because this was 2003. Well, technically 2007. Technically, Rhapsody's was 2011. Whatever.
If she thinks that there's still hope, it's still some light left together, then the future might not be so doom and gloom as Kite Sith thinks.
You think I'm full of bluster and bravado? Then let me show you what I'm made of. Demonstrate what all I can do.
You'll do that for us? You do that for us?
My whiskers can tell your fortune better than any old bones. And right now they're telling me that your best chance to meet Iroha is to head back to Norg.
And you got all that from your whiskers? If that's what you say, then I'll choose to believe you, I suppose. Of course, the best action for us is to split up. I've got responsibilities to finding out about Lilith's future. I'm so sorry that I've got to prioritize that. But just like the orb, I'll always be out there by your side. Don't ever forget that. Be safe.
Oh no, I forgot to tell them. For someone who came from the future, his form here was quite solid, wholly unyielding. I have a feeling that he and his other masked companions exist in this timeline as well.
Oh, so they are from our timeline. Glorious.
And then there's something else I saw for a brief moment. Laid eyes on for a temporary instant.
His eyes can never lie, but it can't be.
Kite Sith, I'm right. Okay. I'm right here. You could have told me what you were on about, but whatever. Cat. Anyway, second brief interlude from Rhapsodies out of the way. We can now finally get around to finishing up Wings of the Goddess. Back to this ornate door again.
So, you finally came. Your clash with the Spitewardens was a sight to behold. That a band of misfits could bring father and mother both to their knees. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't grievously disappointed. But no matter, for there existed long, yet stronger pieces at my disposal. Lilith! We've come to reclaim our future. We won't allow things to go your way any further. Ever a font of brazen statements, I see.
And I think Cetus is a word. I want to say the Greek word involving whale. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's something similar.
But you honestly believe you can defeat me?
We can triumph over you, overcome darkness. With our hands and paws, we'll pull your future of death and destruction by the roots.
Very well. Seeing as how you refuse to accept your fate with grace, I shall take it upon myself to expedite your doom. Kite Sith, the pleasure of destroying you I shall save for the very last. Foul servant of the goddess, you shall bear witness to the final moments of your beloved champions of dawn. Listen to me, Lilith. You and I, we're one and the same. I know of your suffering as if it were my own. In my dream, I felt the grief and pain that engulfed you. I understand the burden you willingly chose to bear, for the sake of all mankind. We're connected right to the very core of our being. You know this to be true. Still your tongue! Behold this immortal body, these magnificent claws and majestic wings. Beside my transcendent existence, you are as a worm writhing upon the earth, unfit to even lie amidst my shadow. Do not presume to relate yourself to me. Your fate lies within the palm of my hand. I shall personally crush your fabricated reality from existence. I shall cast aside the shackles of your false goddess and preside over the world as its rightful ruler.
Worm? Cast stone? Oh dear God. This mission, I just looked at the mission. Oh God. This mission will be complete after a 10-minute cutscene.
Oh god, I was not expecting that. Oh god. My throat is going to be dead. Let's throw down our buffs. And get Meditate online. Not tea, but plenty of drops. Plenty of cough drops. Ouch. Okay, she has one ability in the first form that was going to be a problem. Oh, I'm not a fan of Red Bulls, period, so that definitely sounds like that. I mean, you bought it. You have to finish it. Have we triumphed? Are we victorious? No. Lilith? Oh. A fool to the last, Lilisette! So this is a thing that fell to me from on high? Absurd! I refuse to suffer this humiliation. I'll bow before neither God nor man. For the sake of my people, in the name of my world, all of your kind, your gods, shall be given to the flames. Odin is an extremely powerful semi-deity. And now, her true form. Both are now one. Lilith Ascendant. Again, no match for us at our item level, but no, this cannot be. It is over, Lilith. End of the road.
Eh? We give chase, Rachnios! After her!
How could this be? How could I lose? No, I refuse to admit defeat. Rachnios!
You were two beings that are one, Lilith. Those two could never work together.
Deimos is devouring the memories, both of theirs. Once it completely engulfs the dark future, claims it for the void, it should fall into stasis. But what will become of Lilisette? Huh? Why won't it stop? Something's gravely amiss. Out of place.
Oh no! Me as well.
No! Atomos, you mustn't eat him! Inedible! Why are you doing this? For what end?
All futures stand equal. As a one-winged bird knows not the skies, a one-armed scale serves not its purpose. Naught is exempt from the absolute law.
What? No!
Atomos chooses not.
Deimos? Altana preserved! It's gone and overreached itself! Overexerted! It must be trying to devour the memories of the goddess and the dark divinity both! It swallowed more than its fill!
Oh god, it tried to absorb Altana itself. Oh god. What has it done?
Huh?
Oh, we have been stabilized.
All the memories and time ever consumed are being set free. Released to their respective worlds.
It gave itself a tummy ache and had to throw up. It ate too much. Ramu gave it a zap. I don't think he exists. Ramu does. in 11. I'm going to have to check that now. Oh, he does exist. As an avatar. Its eyes were bigger than its stomach. After all, what would you do if you tried to swallow a god that split the world into its current form?
Insufferable child. Savor this moment. Gloat to your heart's content, for your will has prevailed. Tell me, Lilith, is there no way to stop Atomos and disentangle our two realities? Unless we do something, our worlds will collapse. You presume to ask the solution of me? This accursed world can be felled to the void for all I care. But this means your future will vanish as well, and everyone with it. I don't want that to happen. I want both our realities to continue existing, side by side. I've come to realize this now.
Really, Lilisette? Really? You want to keep a branch timeline intact? That never ends well.
You must close the gates. The gates? You mean Atomos? But how can that be done? To end the encroachment of one reality upon the other, the gates must be sealed from both sides. From both your world and mine? Do not look to me for help. My eyes darken. My hour of departure is nigh. You must cross over into my world, the world of strife, and thence seal off Atomos. Huh? Ever slow to comprehend, I see. Oh, listen to me, child. You must assume my mantle. Replace me as Lady Lilith. Me? Replace you? Heed my words. For this shall be the first and only boon I ask of you. Cross over to my world. In the encroachment between our realities. But accomplishing that, you must arise as the new Lady Lilith. And in my stead, lead mankind to a future of peace and prosperity. Seems like there's no other way. I understand. I'll do as you ask. You once said that you envy me, my strength, my maturity, and beauty. Yes? Know that I too envy who you are. All that you possess. Your youthful innocence and optimism. The scores of faithful friends upon whom you can rely. There existed a time in my life when I was much like you. Go now, Lilisette, and do not neglect to say your farewells.
Lilith! Lilisette! Oh, thank the goddess! You haven't taken harm! We must quit this place without delay. Put distance between it and ourselves!
Wait! I can't leave with you. The gates, they must be closed. Unless somebody stops the two realities from breaching one another, there's no future for us, for anyone.
What do you mean? What is your meaning?
I must cross over to the world of strife and seal off Atamos from there.
What you say? Come again?
But that's not all. I want to grant Lilith, my other self, her dying wish. Ragnios, as I seal off Atamos from Lilith's world, I need you to do the same in ours. And then we must keep watch over it, making certain the two realities collide no more. Patiently and resolutely, until the day Atamos turns to stone.
Anything for my Lilisette.
Thank you, Ragnios. I knew I could depend on you. Now then, let us go and finish this.
Or perhaps the Rhapsodies takes place post this. It is hard to tell.
What we're about to do, it's the grand finale worthy of the name of Future Fabulous, don't you think? Ragnios, I want you to have this to remember me by. Come what may, I won't ever forget you.
Oh, you made the cat cry.
So, promise me you won't ever forget me either. The countless journeys we embarked upon, the battles we fought, the insurmountable odds we overcame. Every single moment we spent together, even the mundane, I will treasure for all my days. Space and time may separate us, but you'll always be a part of me. Well, this is it. I'd best be off. XIV, Ragnios, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything. Till we meet again.
Lilisette! Lilisette!
As Atamos stopped? Should Lilisette succeed in closing the gateway, Atamos will gradually revert to a petrified state, or fall into deep slumber. The process may take years, perhaps decades, but the distorter of time will eventually become dormant. Distort time no more. Magnus, I fear the hour of our parting too has come. It's time to say goodbye. My mission here is accomplished. The purpose of my existence fulfilled. The goddess needs no longer weep, no further call for sorrow. As such, I must make a tear and dry up and disappear. Thank you, Arachnios. It's been swell fighting alongside you. Had myself a gay old time. Take care of yourself, take care of your future, you hear? Watch over it in Altana's name! Wee! Boo!
Well, that was indeed a 10-minute cutscene. It was an awfully short 10-minute cutscene, all things considered. And then here's the funny thing. Abyssia is us crossing over directly into that timeline. Lilisette's timeline. Pre-Lilith. I don't know how that doesn't, completely reawaken Atamos, but... unknown. Because we're not done yet. There is more to the story. For we have to remember, Ragnalise and Portia were dropped off by Larzos in the Lion Springs Tavern. Given what we know from our Larzos of this time, they will remember, or at least Ragnalise will, the entire timeline where he gave in to Odin. And that's what he sacrificed for that kind of power. It wasn't worth it in the end. Mayakov.
Arachnios, gorgeous to lay eyes. Word of your valorous exploits at the Veldoran font has been resounding all over Fandoria. Everyone speaks with high praise of the crucial role which you played when securing the foothold and the struggle. I finally figured out what accent this is supposed to be. Supposedly it's what's called a Castilian accent, which is Spanish. No, I do not understand it. So I will continue with Mayakov as I've always done him. To think that it was who I saw your potential from the very start. It was I. My uncanny sense of perception never fails me, I tell you. With your invaluable service, our northern forces were able to regroup. They're preparing the final offensive as we speak. Oh, glorious day. Is something amiss? You don't seem to be deriving any pleasure from these happy tidings. Lilisette? That's no name this dancer has ever heard of. Your trusty partner who fought beside you throughout the war, you say? Oh, come now, Ragnios. We both know you're modest to a fault. And this is double some ploy, doubtless some ploy to cast attention away from yourself. Sense of... These ears of mine hear many a rumor, but they all speak of you ought a dauntless lone wolf. Ho! Ho! She has been removed from the timeline permanently. It's as we feared. However, I'm not sure. Marvelous news. The Ragnarleaf has been reinstated with the Royal Knights. Numerous persons of influence sent petitions to the Allied headquarters, you see, and his... dismal wrath subsequently overturned. Sometimes the substitutions of TH for S's is very not good with a word. What's more, it's looking ever more likely that the Knights of the Ironcrest Hook shall be reinstated under his command. Truth be told, that the Ragnarleaf appears to have lost all recollection of its time in Valduna did give me pause. But seeing him back otherwise hale and hearty is it's more than anyone else could ask for. Now, hold on to your proverbial hat. Here cometh the biggest, most exhilarating news to crown them all. It pleaseth me to no end to tell you that a wedding date has been set. Huzzah! A wedding date? For whom? Who's the wedding, you ask? What? Who else but the very own dream couple, Sir Ragnarleif and Portia? With authoritative auspicious. Holy crap! Sometimes I swear, Mayakov, auspicious events taking place on both on and off the battlefield. The prevailing mood of the Allied forces has become one of optimism. Yes. Look at that. They even when he sighs, it's thigh. I'm not even sure how you pronounce. How do you th a sigh? It feels like forever since we've had the occasion to celebrate. This year's an official invitation with your name on it.
And I don't know how you do that.
Knowing your incurable propensity for wanderlust, Sir Ragnarly's entrusted it to my safekeeping. The ceremony will be held at the Temple of the Goddess in Juno. I shall make my way there presently. See to it that you show up in a timely fashion.
Yep. They are officially getting married. Remember, Lilisette is like 15 or 16. It's hard at times. I could do it. It is hard. I mean, I've read books that have plenty of the stereotypical pirate accent and read that pretty well. I can read Middle English pretty well. I'm not sure about this Castilian accent. It is not... There's too many words in English that need that TH there. But there's also plenty of words that have the S and the TH in there, and it just collapses upon itself at that point. Right. Wrong location. We need the survival guide because we now need to go back to the glorious Bulwark Gate at the Sarmong Champagne. Wrong side doorway. Next page, we need to go to... Actually... I think the Necropolis is the closest one. Yeah, because Roland Bear is just over the hill. Then we just gotta cross over to the champagne. Right, not yet. I think I did end up keeping the raptor. I'll have to look. I think I did end up keeping him. Even if he is one of the more expensive mounts. Or did I end up selling him? I do not remember. I'll have to have a look when we get in game. You're here to attend the wedding of Sir Ragnalise and Lady Portia. In that case, remove my weapons. Right. Something that could never happen in 14. Remove all your weapons because, of course, you wouldn't enter a wedding fully armed. That would be ridiculous. Or center a power, like a king's throne room. You wouldn't enter there with weapons. You'd be killed. The ceremony will be held at the Temple of the Goddess in Upper Juno. You'd best hurry. It's due to commence momentarily.
Oh, it's you. You're Ragnios, Portia and Master Maikov's good friend, right? The proceedings are about to commence! Hurry up already!
Ah, Larzos, there you are. Will those in attendance kindly clear a pathway to the altar? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the joining of Sir Ragnalise B. Bellamont and Portia Fontaine in holy matrimony. Will the groom and bride approach?
She's absolutely stunning.
I can't wait for the day I walk down the aisle, garbed like that, though. Garbed like though. What? What's with the shocked expression? I meant a tuxedo, silly! Oh, Mayakov. Your ambiguity about what you are is glorious. In time immemorial, the goddess Altana wept tears of benevolence upon the land, and from those tears we were born. Then the goddess bade us to love one another. This is our creed and our mission, for only love can restore Vanadiel to her former beauty. Today,
These two before us have heard the goddess's words in their hearts. They are brave, for this is the first step of a long journey. Sir Ragnarles, do you take this woman as your sacred wife? To love for all eternity and never betray, even should your blade be sundered and your quiver emptied. I do. On my honor, I do. Portia, do you take this man as your sacred husband, to love for all eternity and never betray, even should your blade be sundered and your quiver emptied?
On my honor, I do.
Now say unto one another the holy vows. I will be at Portia's side. I will be at Portia's side, defending her from harm's edge. I will be Portia's sword, excuse me. I will be at Portia's side, defending her from harm's edge, and repelling her foes, always.
I will be Sir Ragnarles' dagger. I will be at Sir Ragnarles' side, defending him from harm's edge, and repelling his foes, always.
He's a full head and a half taller than her. By the power vested in me, I pronounce you man and wife. May the glory and fortunes of war be with you. Now go forth. Your journey lies before you.
Congratulations!
Ragnarles, you old dog. Always had to be first in everything you did. Don't you dare make Portia cry. Otherwise, you will answer to me.
I'm so happy for the two of you. Never mind me. Even sniffs in lisp. I have something in my eye. Call. The reception shall be held at the Rulu the Garden shortly. I will see you there, Axios.
And not a word from Larzos. Also, interesting side note, when he mentions the tears that were shed by Altana, he's specifically referring to the crystals, the 5 mother crystals that are spread across the world. Specifically those tears from Chains of Promethea, when Promethea tried to do stupid things and got himself massacred, nearly. I don't know how Mayakov does this in Lisp, but he does.
Rachnios, we're so glad you could be with us on our special day. If it weren't for you, Sir Ragnarles and I might not have made it this far.
For certainty. Because here's the thing you have to remember. Despite everything Lilith has done, in her past, there was never a mention of a Lilisette type character. It was always someone else doing all the things that she ended up doing. And because we were there doing it beside her with her removed from the timeline, it is as it always should have been. We alone did everything the two of us did together. Neither of us have memory of what happened at Velduna, nor do we know how we came to be back in Sandoria. Oh, that was a Portia, excuse me.
The only link we have to that blank in our recollection is a parchment we found on us upon awakening.
Upon it are simply scrawled the words, "Be sure to thank Rachnios and Lilisette."
A mystery, to be sure, but it would seem we two owe you much more than we can remember. Another mystery being this Lilisette. Is this person known to you, perchance?
Lilisette is no longer with us.
Oh. Well, then I suppose there's no way to give her our thanks.
She also gave me this earring, which...
Huh? Why, that earring is identical to mine. I'd never imagined I'd see another. Huh? What is this this grief that racks me so? On this happiest day of my life. Please forgive me. I do not know what brought on the tears. All of a sudden, it felt as though there was a gaping hole in my heart. As if I've lost something terribly dear to me.
Yeah. You may not remember her, but your heart does. Did you see her? Oh, she is...
Why, if it isn't Rachnios, enjoy the festivities, I trust.
Did you see, Sir Noilate? The samurai? She is desperately pining now for the other guy, now that Ragnarlise is definitely spoken for.
The bouquet toss is about to take place. I wonder who the lucky lass will be.
Probably the tall one. Oh goodness, which one is it going to be?
Oh my, lovely beyond words. As if the goddess herself blessed this union with her divine presence.
It was none of them. And yet, all of them.
Lilisette. An enchanting name, brimming with warmth and hope. Yet somehow forlorn.
Lilisette. A name that exists as a bootstrap paradox of time travel. Where did the name come from? No one knows. Her very existence in this timeline. Also, a circular fallacy of time travel. A beautiful name, my love.
It's seems we have a mind, my lord.
Your child shall be named Lilisette. For as it always was, so always shall it be. Where did it come from? Where did the inspiration come from? No one knows. And with that, there is but one... Well, there's a couple of things to do. Let us put our weapons back on for one. And now... Honestly, it's just gonna be faster to warp back. There's but one quest in the main story to do. And technically a couple of them. In the post, in the epilogue. Oh, it's because I'm mounted. It's like, why am I not warping? Right, you can't warp while on a mount. And for that, we need to go... Actually, fastest way would be home point. I cannot wait for them to condense the fast travel system, because it is obscene sometimes that you gotta bounce from one to the other, back and forth. They've talked about how they're going to find a way to condense the, 3 forms of fast travel that exist in-game. I'm waiting on that. That'll probably be end of year. But now we have to go back to the Walk of Echoes. And we start by going back to Grauberg. No, not there. I'd not want to go to Zarkabard. Thank you. Take me to Grauberg. And this will actually give us a very useful earring. And I'm going to say this right now. The earrings I have on my character, these are what? Earrings are probably the worst set of accessories to get bits for. Look at this earring. This is a level 99 earring. That's all it contains. All I basically use it for is the accuracy and the double attack 1%. This one, I use it for the +1 TP storage. That's it. That is a level 75 earring and one level 99 earring. There are better ones, but they are very rare. We are going to get, perhaps, one of the better earrings for end game, for early end game equipment from the end of this mission. It's like hands down better than so many other earrings you can get. It's actually ridiculous. Because here's the interesting thing. We've already acquired Lilisette's second trust. But we have not received Lilisette version 1.
Reality with reality collideth, and in time returneth to the waltz. With the hope of life restored, unto thee a single vanishing tear wished thus. May thy courage never falter, may thy heart stay ever true. I shall imbue thy moonshade earring with a power of thy choosing. Consider this my small gift to thee. Know that the vessel can house only power such as befits its diminutive size. Think well, and choose wisely, lest thou should later come to regret thy decision.
Let us imbue it with... Oh! I get to choose Wait. Hold the phone. Oh! Okay. Oh, never mind. I misspoke. I get to choose one from each augment set. Gotcha. In which case, out of this set... Honestly, accuracy is probably the best one for that. And these are the powerful ones. A regen, which is a TP regen, 10 TP per tick. An MP regen, occasionally 5% bonus damage based on your TP. A TP bonus of 250. Accuracy bonuses. Spell casting quicker, a counter +3, or resistance to all status ailments. That's probably the weakest one. Honestly, that extra bonus damage at 5% is probably the really good one. Accuracy +4. Occasionally grants bonus damage up to 100%. Can trigger on multi-attacks. Like, actually pretty good. And accuracy at level 99 is perhaps the biggest thing you need help with.
I've imbued the moonshade earring with the power thou'st chosen. Take and go with the blessing of the goddess.
And with that, we have acquired perhaps the best earring we will have for a long time. At least if you don't have millions and millions of gear, millions and millions of gil to spend. I mean, I'll miss the TP storage, but not by a lot, let's be honest. With that, we should have... It doesn't say anything about waiting an in-game day. So all we should need to do is enter the Walk of Echoes for a cutscene.
Arachnios. It me. Sith. Given strength. You. Thoughts. Gathering strength. Can you. Me? Asked. English. 3 reconstruct me, please. Power me no ornate door eating.
Kite Sith is, it seems, kind of falling apart. Kind of to be expected for something that exists as a tier of the goddess. But also, technically is a construct, an avatar. Which means can be summoned to fight alongside you. Is what is called an avatar. Much like Diabolos, technically Carbuncle, Phoenix, Alexander, Ramu. And now we just need to go back to Southern Sandoria again. Mainly because we do have to fight the cat. Kind of. We will be fighting the Beauticine. I'm not sure why we need to fight the cat, but the cat is the thing we will be fighting. But all will be probably be explained in the 2 cutscenes we're going to see between now and then. At the bottom of the ramp, down from the border of G9 and 8. So right around the spot we saw before. Is it the same one as before? It's probably the same one as before. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the Breath of Dawn. Okay, Gulper. It is time for you to die. Did you see that? I hit that Gulper for 1,200 points of damage before I even drew my weapon. That's ridiculous. So that's Butacine gotten. Now there's one in East Ronfor and one in Jugnir Forest. That's where the Sith did say we were going, and it did give us enough of an idea. It's just a shame we have to go immediately to Bastok. But they're the ones that are holding the area, so that makes sense. So back to southern Sandoria we go. All right, Temple Knight, let us out. A tree alongside the river. Ah, that'll be the other location. And while technically it won't be faster to do what we're doing, but we're just gonna wander our way to the Edward Jugnir Forest is, because that is technically where we have to go. And we've got a little bit of time. It's only 5 o'clock. We've only been at this for 3 hours. Because we will be calling it after not this mission, but the next one. The final epilogue one. Actually, what this means is I have to remake the, little bit of a spoiler behind the scenes. I sometimes, and especially this is true of 11 here, I sometimes make my thumbnails up in advance. Especially with this expansion's being, well, as close as they are to themselves. I have to make next week's the cutscene for next 11 stream be entirely new, because we are done with Wings of the Goddess. Okay, here we are. It is at the southeast corner of, yes, H and I-6. That's where we shook down the Kite Siths. Because after we're done here, we get to go back to Grauberg. Because we get to go back to that wonderful Walk of Echoes again. If I'd been doing Void Watch this entire time, mind you, I would have had another one unlocked. And we got 30 seconds on the Warp Ring. Of course. Of course we do. Because there's actually 2 fights we're going to have to do. One is against these Kite Siths, or a Kite Sith, for reasons that are currently unknown. But certainly has a reason. And the next one, well, that is the end, I believe. Yep, those 2 are the 2 epilogues for Wings of the Goddess. Let's see, and the fastest is still the home point. Travel to another home setting. So Wings of the Goddess. Which means, actually, next stream we will be starting wholeheartedly into the last major expansion. Seekers of Adeline. You know, the one where that will actually prove to start being difficult. Because we're at item level. Now, there is Voracious Resurgence that we will not be doing because at the moment I've decided we're not going to be doing that. We'll see once we get there. But we're going to be doing Seekers and then Rhapsodies. And if by that time I've decided not to do any more 11, once we get to the end of Rhapsodies, there will be no more. That will be the end of Final Fantasy 11. I am leaving it open to do Voracious Resurgence, but I am not entirely convinced I want to put in the effort to endgame grind some gear for that. Mainly because I know it involves getting a prime weapon at least to the 3rd stage. Which, yes, if I'd been doing that, blah-de-blah-de-blah, I could have already had one in progress, because it takes 6 months to make a prime weapon. Though I don't think you can even start those until you're certain ways through that. Whatever, we'll cross that bridge when we get to the end of Rhapsodies. I think one last throat lozenge will be enough. Let us return to the Walk of Echoes. The fact we loaded character-wise in means no cutscene, which is appropriate. Ornate door, it is time for a cutscene.
Rachnios, I can finally communicate like before. You're the best. I forgot how I promised to be of use to you. I serve you well?
Forgot?
Yes, forgot. Failed to remember.
Be of use.
But I can help you. No, not in the way you might hope. Our world has rules, ways of doing things, must abide properly. Rules which go beyond the world of man, encompass the entirety of all universes and dimensions. Don't ask me why. I didn't make them. I just play by them. Or have you forgotten all you've learned? Have you had your memories consumed? Let us then awake them with a spar, a contest of claws. Unless, of course, you'd rather not. Pain isn't my forte when it comes to love and peace, I'm quite content. Very happy indeed. I'll let you decide what's best. I'll return these to you. If you have need of me, just use them and I'll come bounding to your side. Curiosity might have killed the cat, but indecision is what'll finish you. If you decide to make use of them, they'll be gone forever. Whether you triumph or fail, so you'll have to start from square one. Make a fresh beginning. Imagine what a pain it would be to slink around to go to all those places again. Don't worry your tail off. Now that I'm as good as new, one place should be enough. More than sufficient. I'll be here grooming myself whenever you're ready to go. Good to go.
So that's why Kite Sith wants to fight. Brief fight introduction scene.
That you stand before my gates, Rachnios, can only mean one thing. You are ready for a fight. Tooth and claw. Don't expect me to paw around. Come, give it your all.
Champion of Dawn. It is time to fight the cat. But first, the trusts. Let us throw down Prish. And Zaid. And a healer just in case. Now we throw on our abilities. Swordplay, Meditate, and Aseo. And load up our weapon skill just in case. And attack! Smack! Cat is a spellcaster. And does punch you. That's basically all Cat does. Other than squeak. She does squeak.
Well done.
1 minute, 24 seconds. Trivial at best.
What more to expect from a champion of Dawn? No. All Kite Siths will lend you our strength, all of our capabilities. There may be a limit to what I can do for you, but speak, say your piece. What is it you desire?
We could get... Now, there are 3 pieces of equipment we could get. A neck piece. Not bad. Not a bad neck piece if you looking for something that boosts your healing and divine magic skill. A belt. Not a bad belt. It increases your hand-to-hand and your evasion skill. And a ring, which is probably the weakest thing in that it just gives you a +5 to resist sleeping. But also, if you do get slept, you get a regen and a regain, which is the TP boost. You could get 10,000 gil. 10,000 gil is nothing. Services as an avatar is probably the one we want.
Are you sure? Completely positive?
And like all avatar fights, you can do this again.
Understood. Perfectly clear. Consider your wish granted. The contract is complete. Signed and sealed. I'll fight by your side for as long as you draw breath. What's wrong? I can't stand long speeches. Did you expect something special? Oh, hush. It's all part and parcel of the deal. Don't worry. I haven't deceived you. Led you astray. That's it. Show's over. Go with Altana, esteemed champion of Dawn. I must make like a tear and dry up. Disappear. Do you remember those words? My soliloquy? There's no sense in hiding the truth from you, so I'll let it out. Come clean. What remains of me here is but a fragment. That's right. I'm a simple ghost. An apparition.
Ghost cat!
I cannot tell whether I shall be permitted to stay or I shall fade. Evanescence. But I shan't give up for so long as you have need of me. Now that you're done kiting around, we've got work to do. Yeah? Oh, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is not. Oh, what a far-raising proposition. Incredibly frightful. I'll do what I can.
And now we just need to come back in to the Walk of Echoes again. Again. that was part 1 of the epilogue. Part 2 of the epilogue requires us to zone back in. And we're in cutscene mode because our model has not loaded in.
Arachnios, I knew you would come back. Return to me. Things have gotten a bit hairy since you were last here. I helped you before, so now it's your turn to lend me your aid. Listen to my plight.
Absolutely.
You've always been such a good friend, a friendly do-gooder. So pure of heart, in fact, that I'm sure you can hear her calling out. Close your eyes and open your ears. Can you hear? Please. Altana. A tunnel. Forbid. Dark. Kindred. So, can you hear her calling out for you? Asking you things? Only when you can hear her heart and spirit will you be able to fully comprehend, wholly understand. Please, help her. Grand fight. The dark future. Gave it our all. Tried to stop the kindred. And one false step would have spelled ends. I tried, but the cavernous maw I sealed, they opened it. You see, Lilisette is fighting tooth and claw in our world, leading the just against the profane, the ones who wish to harm our world. The raids on Shadow Kindred strongholds have sowed chaos and prevented the sinister forces from making further inroads. But now, they've set their beady little eyes on something bigger. Atamos. They want their foothold to turn into utter domination, and are trying to use the Walk of Echoes to return to the past. Our past! Lady Lilith is a magnanimous maiden compared to them, and they leave no hope in their wake. Everything shrouded in despair. Please. Need your help. Once more. Hope my voice can reach. Is it Arachnios?
Don't lose heart.
Hear me? Waiting for... Oh, you really did, Arachnios. She could hear you, understand what you said. Spoken like a true champion of Dawn. The time's come to quit catting around and tell you what's going on.
Thank you.
Everything Lilisette said was true. Fully verified. He ventured into the dark future and sealed the cavernous maws, which are being forced open by the Shadow Kindred. They haven't found the trump card, though. The entrance to the past here in the Walk of Echoes. Lilisette has trapped those few who stumbled close, but there's limits to what you can do on her own. Not to say that I didn't help, lend a hand, but everything's happened so quickly. And it takes all my strength to frazzle the gates that connect this world to that one. This arena is burgeoning with demons and it threatens to burst, explode into bits. They even poked their heads out a bit. But they realized they couldn't come barreling through the entrance like a crazed goobboo. Perhaps they're smarter than I thought. But we can't hear to hear wringing our hands while Lilisette's holding back in that arena. You'd be proud of how strong she's become. Despite the circumstances, it will be a meeting all Vanadiel will remember. I'll take the plunge and tell her you're right behind me, which I assume you will be.
You're not wrong, Kite Sith. One last chance to fight alongside Lilisette. One last time.
Rachnios, is that really? I never would have thought I'd see you again in either world. I can see I'm not the only one who's been doing some training. So, what do you think?
Yeah, gone cuter, I suppose.
What? But let's leave that aside. I've been doing all I can over here, not just for me, but for Lilith. But it's not enough. One of the Dark Kindred's generals eked out a strange power from beyond the void. Remember Rachnios? How he tried to go back in time to alter the course of history? His goal is one and the same. I never thought he'd succeed, but underestimating the enemy only sowed the seeds of our own defeat. It's all my fault. Had I only been more vigilant. But thanks to Kite Sith, we've but barely managed to seal him inside. But his power, it's real. Worse, it's something I can't handle on my own. We can only keep him sealed inside so long before he inevitably breaks free. Please, lend me your aid one last time. We've got to vanquish him before the past is rewritten.
But of course.
All right, Future Fabulous back in action. Oh my, I shouldn't be so peppy when the future of my world is on the line. If we're to see this through, we must remain 100% focused. Take a look. This is the key that will open the rift for us. Kite Sith will prepare another one if things turn sour. So return to the arena's entrance if you get transported if you need to be transported again. I couldn't be more ready. Let me show you what I'm made of. Come on.
And now it is time to fight against a duo. And once again, like we've had before, Lilisette will be fighting alongside us. If she falls, the battle is over. Against Gloomscale and Gloom Talon. Let's put all our trusts. This time I know not to engage before I'm ready. Some of our strongest nuking capabilities. Throw down my abilities now. Engage! Put on a Razor just in case, because these guys do in fact have Doom abilities. And they seem to be pretty tough, all things considered. Though the one downside of if I do get hit by a Doom is all the trusts will in fact just disappear and die. Okay, we've not been hit by a Doom yet. Although Valenial is in fact no more. So he got hit by a Doom. That was either quad attack going off or two double attacks, or maybe a triple and a double attack, because that was like 4 auto attacks at once. Success! Atamos?
What do you suppose? A cavernous maw. But can we call it that if it's so tiny?
Had a feeling this would be the case. Feline intuition. The ability to open a cavernous maw doesn't depend on mere strength or potency. It is the key.
The key? This thing?
It's a Atamos in its most fetal form. It's the best approximation I can describe. Atamos, the distorter of time, sometimes gives birth to these anomalies. They're like little babies, cooing towards the darkness.
It's a baby Atamos!
Oh, that explains it then. The kindred abomination must have gotten its claws on it.
Precisely. Beyond doubt. It fused with the demon's corporeal form and opened up an entrance. Sobering truth indeed. Luckily for us, we managed to separate it. But we can't just leave it here, sitting here like a fallen apple fallen from the tree. Someone will find it and then... Therefore, Rachnios, I nominate you squish it! Poof!
Poof! I know we can't let it fall into the wrong hands, but do you think that's wise?
I mean, it is tiny. It could be friend.
Yeah?
It is friend-shaped. And has become friend. We can now summon our own Atamos. Champion of Dawn. Son of Altana. Your desires come to me like ancient memories, and they are who I am.
Rachnios! Rachnios!
He absorbed a bit of Atomus's being. And normally that would be a cause for concern, but Arachnios, you appear to be in perfect health. With him inside, you'll be able to call in forth his powers to aid you. Normally, a pact is required for an avatar to bond, but this was a special case. An anomaly. Treat that newfound power like you would a helpless child.
Well, if Kite Sith says it's safe, then, well, she's always been on our side. I'm afraid, Arachnios, this is where we part. The dark future is expectedly bleak, but I'll be able to press on knowing you'll always be by my side. Our reunion turned out to end in happiness, but next time we might not be so lucky. My sworn duty is to prevent something like this from ever happening again.
Oh, is that so? I sure don't want to engineer another excuse to see each other again.
Hey, you should know better than that. The first time the door closed, I thought it was over forever. But our heartfelt goodbyes and tear-jerking soliloquies seem a bit false now, don't they? Still, it's always been fighting to bring light to where none has shone before. I'll always be. So, Arachnios, goodbye.
Why, her speeches are enough to make me blush. Even me blush, turned red as a beet. But for her to leave this behind means that she trusts you above all else. Or do I sense something more? She should have given it to you herself. But that would have been unbecoming, wouldn't you say? The bonds between you two are inseverable. Of that I can be certain. Of course, that didn't prevent me from making her a similar one of you. Or did I stick my paws in too far this time? No matter the physical distance between you, you'll always serve as the goddess's wings, your hearts and thoughts united as one. Never forget that. Ever.
So you created a trust of us for her. Appropriate. Appropriate. And with that, we have reached the end of Wings of the Goddess. Which leaves us with, well, next time we'll be having another variety pack of Linux gaming on Monday morning, midnight, like we always do. Which means the next Final Fantasy XI stream will be Wednesday at midnight 30, where we will continue Seekers of Adeline. I'd say we started it, but we were already partway through it because we had to get there anyway in order to get 119 gear, etc., etc. But we're on the final major expansion. And the second to find, and the penultimate storyline that I'm willing to do at the moment. Like I said, we'll worry about Voracious Resurgence when that gets closer. So, until then, folks, we'll see you next time. Till then.